Hello all of you little demons, Jules here for WhatCulture.com, back again with another episode of the awesomely named and awfully hosted Choose Your Own Adventure, the weekly medieval themed format where I, the crown jewels of WhatCulture.com, take a list chosen by you. Yes, you, the person sitting at home thinking, should I buy that sweet, sweet Space Wolves hoodie? Yes, you get to decide what list I dole out to you each and every week. And this week we have Zero Lyle Delphinicus. Brilliant name. To thank for their suggestion of video game achievements that straight up trolled us. Now this is the thing, video game achievements, they're there to reward us, to make us feel good. It's that sweet pop, that chime of music that just fills our brains with all of those lovely endorphins, but sometimes they just slap us right on the penis. And I'm just like, dude, I've just spent hundreds of hours trying to get some of these from you, and you're just there making fun of me by the way that you titled them, by the way that I meant to unlock them, or just what they provide me? No! Well, let's take a look at them today. As I'm Jules, this is WhatCulture.com, and these are 8 video games that straight up trolled you. And you know the drill by now. Put your suggestions for next week's episode down in the comments section below and say hi to me here in the live chat. This guy is an absolute ledge. Didn't even have to look. No scope. 360 scope it. I can't because the chair doesn't turn around, but there, that person, boom. Hope that hasn't messed up the camera. Anyway, let's get on with the list. Number 8, Getting Your Ass Kicked, God of War PS3 Collection. Now, the God of War games have never been the easiest of rides. In fact, you could pretty much go around every single corner and find an entire pantheon of gods with anger issues trying to batter the piss out of you, or hordes of fabled foes looking to turn your insides into outsides. And therefore, you might end up getting your bold head kicked in more than a fair few times across your journey of the big angry man's super sad stabby adventure. That's the name of the book. Well, fret not, friends, because even in your moments of abject failure, the devs decided that instead of offering a helping hand and a comforting slap on the back, that they would instead kick sand in your face and stab you in the back instead, by continually rewarding you with humiliating achievements designed to troll you hard. From mocking you for grabbing health while your HP was at full to everyone's favourite of getting your ass kicked, which will only pop if you literally get your ass kicked over and over and die in the same level repeatedly. Thanks. As if the abject failure and defeat wasn't bad enough, you've decided to cement it with this trophy. Cheers. Number 7, Wave at the KINECT, KALIMBA. For those of you not in the know, KALIMBA is a delightful indie puzzle platformer which sees you take control of these 2 cheeky wee lad totems as they try and undo an evil curse. Now this is the thing. As a person who struggles to do even one task with a certain degree of competency, being asked to deal with 2 of these totems and avoid hazards on the top while avoiding enemies on the bottom was like trying to ask me to drive with my feet. And lest we not forget, I can't drive. Osley, show the footage of me not being able to drive from a recent Live and Let's Die stream.
Can I go up off the road or not? Probably ask before I do it.
What have we got?
Ooh! I'm taking a hard right. Okay,
So
right.
stop on the hard shoulder.
Sure.
Not in the middle of the road.
Right, okay, so that's... No more funny business.
No more funny business.
No more funny business. No more funny business. I probably should brake a little bit. Hey, whoa, wait.
Sad egg. However, you're going to need to work that twin magic pretty hard if you're to ever beat some of the game's devious challenge rooms, as these can be absolutely brutal. However, maybe they're not as brutal as KALIMBA's narrator, Hobear, and his trolling power. Now, this meta god will routinely make reference to your actions, and upon completing the challenge rooms, he will often pop up to mock and reward you in equal measure. However, his finest mocking moment is definitely this. Upon completing one of the later challenge rooms, he'll pop up and say, "Hey, well done, pal, you've done a really good job here. You want this reward?" "Oh, you can't have it yet, you can't have it. You're going to have to do one more thing for me. You're going to have to wave at the Microsoft Kinect." And you think to yourself, well, maybe I don't own an Xbox Kinect. Well, I didn't want to buy into this gimmicky device, but maybe you do, and you plug it in and you go, right, okay, just start waving. and nothing happens. And you go, is it working? I know that the KINECT has got some pretty dodgy motion detection software, but I'm definitely waving pretty hard right now. I'm waving a lot, dude. I'm waving a lot. Look at this. It's blurring because my camera can't even keep up with it. I'm waving that much. But nothing happens. And then eventually he goes, KALIMBA doesn't actually support KINECT. And then he pops the trophy. And you're there just looking like a tit. Cheers, mate. Number 6, not bad for a little furball. Star Wars Battlefront. So right up until the prequels came along and gave Star Wars fans even more things to argue about, the most divisive thing about the franchise were these cute and cuddly little toy cash grabs that were the Ewoks. While looking like Care Bears if they lived off-grid, it turns out that they were actually pretty badass when it came to the crunch, destroying the Empire's finest with traps and what just amounted to a shitload of rocks. It was these moments that didn't actually land with some fans, who couldn't get over the fact that these supposedly well-trained and well-equipped stormtroopers were being done over so easily. Well, fret not, my friends, because you can relive this glorious moment with the trolling achievement, Not Bad for a Little Furball, that triggered only if you were playing as the Empire on Endor and got hit by a rock thrown by an NPC Ewok. Now, to actually get this to trigger, you had to stand around the little Ewok village bits for quite a while because it was just random when it would pop up. And in fact, it seemed that DICE would punish people who would try and camp in those areas by having the Ewoks throw rocks at them. So not only was it a trolling moment because of the fact that it was basically punishing campers, but also it was very frustrating to be hit in the face with a goddamn stone and not be able to shoot the people responsible. At least let me have some vengeance. Although saying that, I'm a stormtrooper, so I'd probably miss anyway. Still, goddamn you! Although maybe we should have expected this level of trolling from a dev and publisher combo who went on to release Star Wars Battlefront 2, whose launch was pretty much the biggest practical joke in recent memory. Number 5, What's Wrong With You? SUPERHOT VR. Weirdly, there are a ton of video games that will mock you for playing them for extended amounts of time, lest we not forget Call of Duty World at War's Go Get Some Sun achievement that popped up only if you managed to get to prestige level 10 times. And then we had Jeff Goldblum chewing us out in the Lost World PS1 classic, in which if you got 100%, he'd come along and tell you that to do something better with your time. Cheers, Jeff, you made me hit my desk now. That actually hurt, you little prick. It's very strange that these games would deride their most die-hard fans, but there we go. And both of these actually pale in comparison with SUPERHOT VR's trophy of What's Wrong With You, which only pops if you complete the entire game in one sitting. Now, the reason that this is a troll is because SUPERHOT is that bloody good that you would actually want to see it through in one go, and the fact that it's in VR mode means that you have an even greater chance of being sucked into the entire experience and then having the hours just while by. So yeah, it just makes you feel bad about yourself, because when you come out of that thing and your eyes are all square from having the VR set on you, you're just kind of like, who am I? What am I? Am I human? Plus, to be honest, it's kind of a bit of a meta jab, because at the close of the game, you end up unplugging yourself from the game. So What's Wrong With You has quite a lot of meanings there, and it hurts my brain to think about them. So instead, I'm going to move on to the musical interlude for today, because it's super hot. Why would I not want to sing about it? And therefore, Osley, are you ready?
Super hot. James, are you ready?
Yeah.
Going slow motion because the game goes slow.
Yeah, I understand.
You understand. You're a gamer.
I am, yes.
You're a gamer TM.
Yeah.
You're a gamer TM boy.
Okay.
You're a gamer boy TM boy, aren't you?
Yep, stop now. Yep, okay.
TM cut.
Yes.
Pokemon.
Yes.
Super hot. Super hot. Super hot. Super hot.
Bang bang. Gotta go. Move with the flow. Yo. And when I stop,
Everything goes slow. Super hot. Super hot. Super hot. Super hot.
Number 4, Minty Fresh, Saints Row 4. The Saints Row games have never really taken themselves very seriously. Even in their original GTA clone-esque first game, things were pretty insane in there. And by the time that we got to Saints Row 4, nobody was safe. And it wasn't just the pedestrians and law enforcement that took a punishing by the saints, as sometimes the player themselves was also dragged into the fight club of mocking jibes that was this game, with the title calling them out, and in the case of the trophy Minty Fresh, seeing just how far they would go for an achievement. In the mission, The Fight Before Christmas, the player stumbles across a door that has been barred with a giant candy cane, and it's presented with two options. Either go around the blockade or lick your way through this giant minty treat. Now, the game heavily implies that just going around would be far, far easier and is the intended route, but it's giving us the option to lick, so when would I ever turn that down? Well, you'll be licking away for a solid 5 minutes or so if you do want to go down this route, upon which you'll actually lick your way through, only to find that the door is actually just locked behind it. Huh. Well, at least we got a trophy, so that was worth it, right? Number 3, pitch in a tent, Halo 4. Campers, the true bane of any first-person shooter experience. Am I right? Sent by the gooey devil of Beelzebub himself, these horrible people will pop your grape over and over again as you rush through bottlenecks and they hide in corners with miniguns. Hate them. Now, in actual warfare, this is actually a bloody great idea, but in the realms of digital dueling, well, you, my friend, are just a bit of a dick if you do this. But at least 343 Studios had the decency to mock anyone trying to set up shop for the evening with their trolling trophy, Pitching a Tent, which only popped if you spent more than a full minute camped out in one area. And it was always funny seeing this on friends' profiles and seeing them try to justify why they had it. I went idle for a bit and it just popped. I had to answer the phone. Jules, I had my door kicked down by drug dealers and then a dog bit me. You were there. You attacked somebody with a knife. What are they like, eh? All likely stories, but all telling signs of a dirty camper. Number 2, Air Combo Lies, Fairy Fencer F. Now, let it be known, my friends, I have not played Fairy Fencer F, nor do I intend to. Not because the game looks bad by any stretch of the imagination, in fact, that combat mechanic actually looks really, really fun, but because I will not tolerate games that lie to me. To better explain, it's best to direct you towards anyone who's tried and failed to complete the Air Master Trophy, which, according to the description, will pop when you've landed 100 air combo hits onto your enemies. Sounds pretty simple, right? Well, it becomes infinitely more harder when you realize that the game was bugged and instead of 100 of these, you'll need 300. Infinitely really meaning in this case just 3 times as hard. But still, how cheeky of a game to flat out troll you with these lies. It seems like the devs were away with the fairies when programming this absolute dud of a trophy. And number 1, Double Trouble, legendary. As a person who has pretty much made an entire career out of terrible puns and one-liners, it would be pretty hypocritical of me to have a go at any developer who uses cheap puns in their achievement names. But come on! Some of them are really bad. Take Legendary for the PS3, 360 and PC, which was no exception to this rule and actually seemed to have gone above and beyond when it came to delivering some horrific pun-based trophies. Yet the cream of the crap has to be Double Trouble, which triggers after you defeated 2 Minotaurs in a boss battle at the close of Chapter 8. I don't need to explain why this is utterly groan-worthy, right? In fact, you might have rolled your eyes so hard that you would have detached your retinas and missed the fact that this achievement was only worth 1G. 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 This is because almost immediately after this, you get another achievement, which is the devs apologizing for their previous terrible pun. And there you have it. It's a novel way to not only troll the player with a terrible joke, but also apologize for it moments later. I'll forgive him for that one. You're on thin ice, though. See me after class. And there we go, my friends. Those were 8 video game achievements that trolled us hard. I hope that you enjoyed that, and please let me know what you thought about it down in the comment section below, as well as your suggestions for next week's episode. If you want to chat to me further, you can do so over on Twitter at RetroJ0, but of course, you can swing by Live and Let's Dice every single Wednesday and Sunday. I do streaming Fallout New Vegas on Wednesday at the moment, and D&D on Sunday. Although we haven't actually been able to meet up for the last 3 weeks due to technical issues on that side, but then again, what D&D party actually does meet up regularly. Anyway, I'm completely going off on a tangent, but before I go, My friends, I just want to say one thing. There is one achievement, one gift that we can always give to ourselves that will definitely not troll us, and that is some love and self-respect. I hope that you are treating yourself well, both mentally and physically, my friends, because you do deserve all of those tenets of love, success, and happiness. You do deserve that, my friend, because why? Because you are a big, big, big ledge. Don't let anything or anyone else tell you otherwise, okay? We're all part of the family here. We got your back. Now go out there and absolutely smash it. Get that achievement of kicking the day's ass or gonads, depending on your preference. And have a lovely time doing it. As always, I've been Jules. You have been awesome. And never forget that. And I'll speak to you soon.